What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving back into the basics for MTG Arena. I went ahead and created a brand new account. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can get free packs here in Arena. This is definitely something that's very beneficial to new players who are just getting into the game, want to build that collection relatively quickly, as well as returning players or even players who may not know these pack codes exist. This is definitely something that can be pretty beneficial. I will show you how you can go about redeeming these codes on desktop as well as on mobile. So the first and foremost, the desktop is probably the easiest to do this in, just because all you simply have to do is you got to go to the store, you get to go to this area on the main feature page that says redeem code, and what you need to do is you need to pretty much find a code that is available. And this is actually pretty simple on how you need to do so. The one thing I like to do is I like to grab a nice lovely browser tab here. We are going to just search MTG Arena pack codes. You'll find a whole bunch of websites, and I typically just do the first one. Drapsim I always typically use where to get the codes from. And on this website, if you scroll down at some point, you will eventually see where all of their pack codes are available. So some of them say unknown, some of them say they have expired, but sometimes you can enter the ones that say expired and possibly even get the packs. Though I do think the ones from Play Eldraine and back are technically not redeemable, but you can go ahead and enter all these codes on the list. So what we'll do here is we'll start from the end here at the bottom where Dominar United Alchemy is the latest and greatest code that has been entered. And what we're going to do is just going to copy it and we're going to paste it right into this column, and we're going to hit enter, and boom, 3 free packs. So that is kind of how you do it on desktop. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing too complex. So mobile is a little bit more complex. What you need to do is you need to open a browser tab, as you can't redeem the code physically in Arena. I guess for UI reasons, because the screen's smaller, depending on the device you're playing on, I guess they decide not to have that redeem code area available in the store tab. So what you need to do is log on to the Wizards of the Coast website. I'll have this link down in the description below with the account that you typically play Arena on. And what you'll see here on the right is an area that says redeem a code. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same exact thing that we did. So what you're going to see here is on the right hand side, you'll see a little area that has redeem code. I am blocking off the left hand side just as that has some personal information I don't feel like sharing. But what you're going to do here is you're going to enter a code, which we're going to say play DMU is going to be the code. We're going to click redeem. It may look a little bit different just because phone screens are definitely different when you're looking on a mobile screen than when you look on a physical website on a computer browser, but you should see an area that this redeem code is. And as you see here, we redeemed the Play DMU code, which is for Dominar United without Alchemy, and it says we redeemed the code successfully. The one thing you may notice is that after you redeem the code, let's just say you decide to do it all on the desktop and you decide to do it through the browser page, is that you still only have 3 packs. The one thing you need to do is you actually got to log out of the game. So let me log out real quick. And as you see here, as we log in, the code that we redeemed on the website now says that we have acquired said pack. So this is definitely one of those things that is a little tricky. So don't get discouraged that if you redeem a code, you don't see anything, automatically pop up. Sometimes you just need to log out of the game and enter back into the game, and the things will pop up. So now, right now, in our collection of packs that we haven't even opened yet, is we have 6 total packs. Now, what I'm going to do is I will probably speed it up on the screen, but I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to enter in all these codes now. We're going to just kind of assess how many packs that you do get as a new player if you decide to enter all the codes in Arena to get the free packs. So now that we're done entering the pack codes, you see here that we have a very well collection of codes from all the way back from Throne of Eldraine all the way to the most recent set. So if we do the quick math, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, minus 1. So we have 17 bundles of 3, and then we have 1 bundle of 1. So if we do some quick math, 17 times 3, we're looking at roughly 41 packs plus the additional 1 additional pack from Kaladesh. We're looking at a total of about 42 packs just from not even doing anything. So if we look at our overall wild cards here, you see that I have 0 commons, 0 uncommons, 0 rares, 0 mythics. Now, the one thing here is there's a lot of sets here that aren't technically standard legal, so these aren't going to benefit you, especially if you're a newer player, where I typically recommend playing in standard. But the benefit here is if you look at the top right-hand part of the screen, you see that I have the collection of getting wild cards, uncommon, rare wild cards. This is kind of where this kind of benefits you. As we open these older packs, one, we have chances of getting additional wildcards within the pack. So it's a little bit of RNG. What I do here is not going to be exactly what you're going to get when you open them, just because you may get more rare or uncommon or common or even mythic wildcards than I will, and vice versa. It's one of those things that, like most Magic things or most card games, everything's RNG when it comes to what's inside the pack. So the idea here is, outside of what is currently in standard, these packs are going to benefit our overall collection, not only for just what is currently active in standard, but also for our wildcard collection, which will allow us to possibly craft a deck that we're looking for, or maybe get a couple cards from a set that we're looking for, or even just get wild cards that allow us to just craft the exact card that we're looking for as well. So let me go ahead real quick, and we're just going to open these up. We're just going to open all, just because this is an account that has 0 collection whatsoever, and we're just going to click through with the hopes of building up a pretty decent wild card selection. As you see there, we just got our first round of 6 rare wild cards, and we got another one in a pack, which is definitely awesome. And as we go along, we still have, a bunch of uncommon wild cards, definitely some pretty decent rares and stuff that definitely benefit our collection, especially when it comes to crafting decks. I mean, even the alchemy packs definitely help. Even if the rares and mythics that you get from the alchemy packs aren't beneficial to standard, the cards you get from the sets, like the commons and uncommons, are still playable in regular standard. So it's definitely good there. And it's just, like I said, this is all just helping you build up your collection as a new player, just so that you get this little bit of a boost at the beginning, because a lot of times people come and they're like, I don't have a lot of cards. What's the best way of getting cards? And if you haven't done this, this is technically the best way to get cards. And as we just kind of go through and just kind of finish and open up all these cards, we'll see how much of these wild cards we have at the end, and just kind of get an idea of where to go from there. And the one thing I will say that wasn't a thing initially when Arena first launched is this ability to open, bundles of, 3 packs at a time. Whereas typically in this situation, you would have to open up each individual pack one by one, because it used to be you couldn't mass bundle open unless you had 10 or more cards. And for some reason, this happened to me when I did my free-to-play challenge. In my, Theros pack also got gems, so I don't know why that's a thing, but I also got gems there, so it's kind of weird that it bugged out twice on me. But overall, I mean, in those 42 packs that we opened up, without actually having to open up getting any additional packs from the free side of the battle pass, as well as even playing games in gold or any other currency, we end up walking away with 16 common cards, 19 uncommons, 9 rares, and 3 mythic rares, which I actually think for a brand new player is definitely very beneficial. Now, I wouldn't probably go ahead and spend this currency until you probably dive deeper into the game, and later in the week I will be doing a follow-up video where we maybe talk about the next steps, and I'll be using the same exact account to kind of show you what the next steps would be, especially when approaching the game for a new time player. Definitely let me know if you guys have any questions down below. I'll have everything that, I talked about in the video linked down in the description below, just so you guys have a little bit of a, quicker way to go to, say, the Wizard website to log in, and or maybe even look at the pack codes. I know I didn't really show more of the other codes, but I just kind of showed you the list and where to go. But if you need to do it on your own, maybe don't like Draft Sim for some reason, you just want to go to a different website, to search MTG Arena pack codes, and there are a whole ton of websites that usually update the codes as they release. Also, another side note, every time they release a set in MTG Arena, there is typically another pack code that kind of goes along with that set. So when Brothers War releases in about the next week and a half or so, because it releases next Thursday, there will probably be a code that says play bro, because bro is the short term for Brothers War. So that's probably going to be the code just throwing it out there. It's not redeemable yet, so you can't go ahead and enter Play Bro now. Once they do the update for the actual set release, then you'll be able to do that. But that being said, if you like the video, hit that like button. Definitely helps out a lot. If you're new here, you want to post new videos on the channel like this one, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Just want to give a special shout out to the channel members here on my YouTube channel. You can also become a channel member yourself down below the video, hitting that join button. It definitely helps out a lot, and I just appreciate you guys for your support.